Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Yeardle puzzle. 3 more events took place in the same year, and I'm going to try and guess what year that was. Although it's a pretty old set of events today, and they're definitely not my strong point. Although, I say that every time, nothing is my strong point when it comes to history. I can't even pronounce that word in the first clue. Tirakarau? Never heard of it, never heard of Tiruvaluvar. Now, Cleopatra, of course, I have heard of. Whenever we get a Roman time event, I usually assume it's between about 400 BC and 400 AD. Cleopatra could well be even earlier than that. Because she's Egyptian, isn't she? And Egyptian times were before Greek times, which were before Roman times. So we might be talking even older than 400 BC, but goodness knows how much older. The bottom clue, first possible date for the invention of the wheelbarrow. That is very interesting. The 5th century Book of the Later Han states that the wife of the once poor and youthful imperial censor of the Chinese Han dynasty helped. So, is that suggesting that this event was in the 5th century? That doesn't seem right. The 5th century book states that the wife of the Han dynasty helped. I don't know if that bottom clue is saying that the Book of the Later Han was written in the 5th century about an event in the 5th century, or if it's about an event much, much older. That's very off-putting, because I don't know if it's going to be 450 AD or 700 BC, and they're so far apart. Oh dear. When was Ptolemy Philadelphus and Octavia? I mean, Octavian, I don't know. I need to have a guess, don't I? I'm going to go 600 BC. Oh, miles away. Okay. Jumping by 400 years is always the right thing to do if you're over 200 years off, because by going for 600 and then 1000, they're both over 200 years off, which rules out every possible year between them. Right, anyway, it's not the 5th century, so that was a very confusing clue. We can take smaller jumps now, of course. It's between 0 and 80. This is going to be a horrific failure, isn't it? Although we are now within 40 years, and I specifically went for 70 because now we know it can't be earlier. We're at least 11 years off, but it can't be before 81 BC. So it's got to be later. So that's between 30 and 59. I mean, that's still quite a lot of options. Let's try 40. I mean, I'm convinced it's going to be a multiple of 5, but who knows. We'll try 45. It's between 30 and 34. Well, there's only one multiple of 5 in that time period, so it's either this or we're doomed. But it is 30! Always go for your multiples of 5 in your even years. Wow. So, I was 570 years off on the first guess. If I'd listened to that bottom clue, the alternative interpretation of it, and gone for 5th century AD, I'd still have been 500 and something years off. That is so weird. I was doomed to be miles off either way. Cleopatra, I mean, the children of Cleopatra lived a lot closer to 0 BC than I gave them credit for, clearly. Anyway, not a great performance, but at least I succeeded. Let me know how you got on. I'm sure you did better. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.